Have you ever wondered how much it will cost you for your computer to be fixed by a salesperson who doesn't know what they are doing? It's a simple answer, your peace of mind and some coins on top. I need you to listen to this.
Guys, I'm so pissed. I am so mad. I honestly don't even know how to contain myself. Like a minute ago, I was crying because I was just so overwhelmed with emotions. Onetech Computers wameamua kunifanyia ile kitu. Yani, these guys, you know what? Let me just tell you what happened. So sometime around the 15th of last month, I bought a whole last setup from them. I got a keyboard, the whole shebang, keyboard, monitor, PC, the whole shebang from them. I spent over 70k at that shop, right? For the things that they had on there and the things that they had to outsource for me from other places. I promoted them. And the reason why niliruduka over it's because my first laptop that I've ever bought in Nairobi na like sikusumbuana nayo nilikuanga nimebuy huko. So in my head I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to them and I'm going to buy from them.
The video is about 10 minutes long, so I won't go through the whole video. However, I'll highlight 4 parts of that video that are necessary. Before I even proceed, I need to excuse the fact that she doesn't know about tech that much. She has admitted that fact, that she doesn't know anything about, those the techie things. However, I will analyze whatever she has said to come up with a theory that it would have been the case on ground for the actual case, right?
Now this is where the rain starts beating me. When I went back, nilirudi with my old laptop. Nikawambia, nataka mfanye nini muni expand SSD to 500 from 256. Wakaniambia sawa. When they did that, my 256 nikekewa ndani ya CPU. Are we together? Nikekewa ndani ya CPU. After nimekewa ndani ya CPU, wakaniambia my CPU is a 2 TB HDD. And I was like, okay, cool. How about the apps and everything zikuwe zina run on SSD, and then my videos and stuff nitakwanga like nazistore wapi on the 2 TB HDD. We together? Good. Now I come home, right? I come home. I'm a girl. Me banezi vitu za sijui setup ni nini. Mimi sijui. I don't know.
So the first thing, she claims that the desktop storage needed to be expanded to 500 GB from 256 and then added to the CPU. First, I need to clarify the fact that the CPU and the storage, what she's calling the HDD, are two different components in a computer. So there is no possibility of adding the HDD to CPU. Those are completely different things. But she wanted to upgrade the storage to SSD, so that I believe she could have wanted just speed, because I want to imagine that desktop is slow because it is running with HDD storage, right? Haya, sawa. That is issue number 1. Let's go to issue number 2.
So I can delegate this other guy. The second guy helped me. Akaniekea graphic because I needed a graphic. Akaniekea graphic, square CPU, and all that shebang. Tukakuja na yeye akanifanyia setup. So
adding graphics to CPU, that wouldn't quite be possible because graphics card and CPU, they are both separate components and they do different works, and you cannot add one to the other.
I had to go get lights. I had to go get something. Some sort of device. I think it allows you. It's a USB thing, USB to USB, right? I needed it with like multiple ports. I needed that. So still going back to town.
USB to USB. I believe she's talking about the docking station or probably HDMI. I'm not sure about that. Now, basically, docking station ni component fulani inaunganishanga several parts of a PC to now the casing of the PC, right?
I also needed a card Wi-Fi, right, that I can attach to my CPU so that my monitor can easily like access Wi-Fi. I needed a bunch of things. I go back and I find the initial guide to serve me. Nikam show, hey, mi sikufanyiwa partitioning. Maybe you can guide me. Akaniambia hata hakuna shida. I'll come by. Nitakuta mimi mwenyewe nikufanyie partitioning. The guy never came. It's okay. So juzi usiku, I'm just like, I have never done this partitioning. How about I do it? Because now there's a vlog that I have shot and like I wanted to edit. It's for YouTube. I'm like, I want to edit this thing. I go to ChatGPT and explain to ChatGPT what I want to do. And ChatGPT kind of like just takes me through the basics. Za kwanza kuangalia if it's been partitioned. The first thing in your ChatGPT ili flag is the fact that I actually do not have 2 TB storage. Instead, I have 500 gigabytes. I'm like, really? So Onetech Computers sold me a whole CPU for over 30k. I think it was like 36 or something. Sold me a whole CPU telling me it's 2 TB when really it's 500 GB, right? Tell me why naingia nataka kwanza job, there's nothing. Hakuna. When you try to open any app, like ukijaribu kufungua any app, like nothing is opening. Say for instance, I try to like wacha to search Chrome. Yeah, Chrome is no longer there. And you know, like, there's nothing wrong with me lacking Chrome, right? Because kuna kwanga na Microsoft Edge. When you come and you try to look for Edge, right? When I try to look for Edge, let me show you the error that I get when I try to open Microsoft Edge. In short, how do you do away with an application that is literally one of the hardest applications to do away with? Mi nimekaa hapa hivi najiuliza maswali. You guys give me a solution because I'm honestly stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm running mad.
From that part alone, if you read correctly the drives that are in her computer, the ones that are displayed on the on the monitor, you can see a new drive called new volume haijapewa jina. That tells me that whoever installed that device hakuactivate, because essentially anytime that you install a new storage device, you are supposed to activate it in a software called, I think, disk partition or disk management. Yes, that's the software that you are supposed to use to activate a new storage device, right? With those four things that I've just looked at, it gives me a bit of context of what she wanted and what the IT shop delivered.
And the case is very simple. You just needed to just add the SSD to the computer. What she's referring to there as the CPU. CPU ni ile casing yenyewe. But ideally you are just putting the SSD on the motherboard of the CPU. This is what I could have done if I was the one handling that PC, right? She tells me her need. Nimejua sasa nataka SSD, she wants a Wi-Fi card, and she wants a partition. Right? Those are three things. Kitu ningefanya hapo, I could have just opened the PC and then check if that motherboard can accommodate the NVMe SSD, or I needed to check if the motherboard near SATA, because there's a difference between the two SSDs, because there are two types of SSDs. Niangalie ni gani ina fit hapo. After that, I check the Wi-Fi part, nione kama inaweza chukua Wi-Fi. Nione hiyo computer kama inaweza handle wireless internet, because that was the issue, but she has not completed anything about that. But for that, I'll leave that aside. Let's focus on the storage part. Si nime identify storage device ni gani na capacity yake yenye nafaa kuendea. I would have communicated to her she needed this and this and this. And after that, go to the shop, get the things, and then install it on the motherboard. I need to activate the storage on that software that I've just mentioned. Now, sinisha activate, and I ensure that the new storage ni yenye iko kwa PC, right? And after that, I could have just installed a new operating system. Since I know the case at hand, I could have come with a USB drive, with a bootable USB flash drive, and install a new operating system on that new storage device yenye naita SSD, right? And after that, ni install the necessary applications that she needed. Maybe she does video editing, and she mentions that Microsoft Edge was not working. So that new OS could have just fixed that. After I have ensured that everything is running correctly, I now install the old hard drive. Nirudishe back to the casing. After I've just ensured that the new storage has an operating system. As nawasha hiyo PC, I could have just changed the boot order from the old hard drive to the new disk, the SSD one, because you need to do a couple of settings here and there so that to make sure that OS ina run from the SSD. I know I'm talking a lot of vocabulary, but if you understand what I'm saying, it's as easy as that. Just change the boot order from hard disk to that one. In fact, I even don't see the reason why I should do disk partition, as she says, because one, these are two different drives. I could have hata singeguza the old hard drive, ingekaa tu hivyo, ataitumia tu venye iko. And if there was a need of partition, ingekuwa tu kazi ya tu 5 minutes and I'm done. And you see, this is a problem of your PC being fixed or being upgraded to someone who doesn't have technical knowledge. And you see, you need a person who has knowledge of the software and the hardware and how they interconnect with each other so that they can do a good job. Now, this is an unfortunate case of skill issue than it is a shop issue. Mwenye alikuwa anafaa kuinstall and upgrade the thing needed to have that knowledge in mind. Unfortunately, anyway, if you want to buy a laptop or you want to, it's getting dark na stima zimepotea. Let's meet another time. I'll display the services that we provide and you will read through. In case you want consultation, there's a link in our bio.